Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
Family members say goodbye to a 5-year-old boy allegedly beaten to death by his 2 foster brothers. Now the question arises how the child was taken from his home and placed into what may have been a very dangerous environment. The death investigation is tonight's big story. Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Sanders.
And I'm Dina Barron tonight for Allison Payne. Police say David Jones died at the hands of 2 brothers in his foster home. The brothers, ages 9 and 14, are charged today as juveniles in the case. WGN's Chuck Coppola joins us now live with the latest on this story. Chuck?
Steve and Dina, at funeral services here earlier tonight, most people I spoke with said this is a case where the system was wrong, a system that took 5-year-old David Jones and placed him in a foster home with 5 other foster children. Now tonight, the director of Illinois' Department of Children and Family Services says this case will lead to a review of all foster homes throughout Illinois with 5 or more children. However, Jones' family says this review comes too late. This evening, in a hooded coat, the social worker who oversaw the foster home where 5-year-old David Jones died said nothing as she carried the child's brothers and sisters crying from his funeral. But David's mother and her boyfriend were critical of Illinois' foster care system that took David from their home and placed David in a foster home where a 14-year-old boy and 9-year-old boy are now accused of beating him to death.
They just straighten up their system more better than it is because it's sloppy, real sloppy.
I just don't want all the people that was involved with this not to get away with this if it was wrongdoing. I don't want nobody to be able to get away with it.
The alleged beating happened a week ago. Tonight, the director of Illinois' Department of Children and Family Services said his agency did nothing wrong.
There's no indication of any problems in this home prior. Every report we have is that so far is that everything that should have been done in terms of worker contact with the children and with the home was in fact done.
Earlier Friday, the 2 foster brothers accused of beating Jones to death appeared in juvenile court. They are facing first-degree murder charges.
The force necessary to inflict that type of injury and the seriousness with which that was done, that to me will show the intent.
Linda Jones has 6 children, but DCFS removed them, claiming Jones and Matlock used excessive corporal punishment. At tonight's funeral, however, family friends disputed that.
When you see them, they were happy, they were fed, they were clothed, and they had food. And other than that, I didn't see no violence nowhere.
Jones and Matlock are fighting currently for custody of their remaining children. Right now, throughout Illinois, there are 1,000 foster homes with 5 or more children. Reporting live in Chicago, I'm Chuck Coppola, WGN News.
All right, Chuck, thank you.
An Evanston Township high school teacher has been suspended for allegedly sexually assaulting a student. School officials sent a notice to all parents saying the teacher has been suspended with pay for assaulting a 14-year-old female. They say the Evanston Police Department is now handling the investigation, as well as Chicago Police and the Department of Children and Family Services. School officials also say they do not think any other students were involved with that teacher.
Chicago police are investigating another possible sexual assault of a little girl who attended a Southside nursery school near 60th and Racine. Police say a 4-year-old girl suffered injuries consistent with her claims that she was sexually assaulted. The child told her grandmother she was violated by a man from the school when he took her from her classroom to his CHA apartment. One parent says she's shocked by the story.
I haven't had any problems. I always thought it was a good school. I didn't think nothing like that would happen here.
Police say the little girl told them the man took her back to the school after the assault. No one is in custody tonight.
The Fraternal Order of Police will not have a float in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. The move is to protest the firings of 2 Chicago police officers amid allegations they beat Jeremiah Mearday during an arrest. Tonight, reaction is still coming in and dividing the community. The news hit the street early this morning, and opinions were on both sides of the road. 2 Chicago police officers are fired for what the police board found was excessive force during a September 26th arrest last year. Jeremiah Mearday says 2 officers beat him for no reason, causing these bruises.
They've been out here to protect us a long time. You know, we got to look at both sides of the story. He might have got out the way and said something smart, called him a name, or tried to fight back, and they had to use the force. I believe that they shouldn't have been fired. I just thought they should be suspended.
I think there was too much pressure on the board.
Paul Geiger, who represents the officers, says pressure, not first-hand knowledge, led to this decision, since only 2 members of the board attended the police hearings.
2 people watched it, and the rest didn't. Those 2 people voted with us.
The board ruling against James Comito and Matthew Thiel is considered a victory for Mearday supporters who say they now want criminal charges of brutality brought against the officers.
That's good. Show them that they got to have more respect for the public.
State's Attorney Dick Devine says he'll have to review the details of the case very carefully, since officers of the law are treated differently when it comes to charges of force.
You start from the fact that police officers are sworn personnel that the law allows to be on the street and to exercise some very significant powers as far as peacekeeping on the street, which the ordinary citizen does not have. So that is a difference. At the same time, that does not put police officers above the law.
But the Fraternal Order of Police president, who says his officers will not walk with city leaders in the upcoming St. Patrick's Day parade, says the police board ruling has already given criminals a chance to beat the system.
Sent a signal. They've sent a message to all the gangbangers, all the drug dealers out there. It's open season. Do whatever you want, because the police will not do anything, because if they do, they're going to wind up getting fired.
But we certainly believe that it is necessary that when persons who walk down the street and they have not committed any crime, just because they are African American, there's no reason for them to beat them or to disrespect them. We believe that we should be judged by the content of our character and not the color of our skin.
Reverend Jake says he wants the state's attorney to drop charges against Mearday for resisting arrest. But even in finding the officers guilty, the police board did say Mearday was wrong in walking away and pushing the officers.
And the new development tonight in the case of Jeffrey Morse. Morse is the convicted child molester who voluntarily underwent surgical castration in hopes of getting a lighter prison sentence. Tonight, WGN News has learned the prestigious Chicago law firm of Winston & Strawn has agreed to represent Morse on appeal without charging a fee. Morse of Schaumburg has been sentenced to 26 years in prison for sexual assaults on 2 young suburban girls. A King County judge ruled that castration did nothing to erase the trauma Morse inflicted on his victims.
George Gersh, the man accused of shooting former police officer Jim Mullen, tells his side of the story in court. The 62-year-old Gersh took the stand today. He's charged with attempted murder. Gersh's lawyers say he fired at Mullen and the other 2 police officers because he thought they were intruders. He'll testify again on Monday. Mullen testified Wednesday that he woke up in the hospital and couldn't remember anything.
Now, there will be a demonstration in Cicero tomorrow, but not by the Ku Klux Klan. A group called the Midwest Network to Stop the Klan intends to march against the town's agreement to distribute Klan literature. That mailing deal came after the Klan agreed to cancel its upcoming rally. Irv Rubin of the Jewish Defense League is proud of the town's stand against the Klan rally.
The townspeople of Cicero were ready, willing, and able to stand up with our leadership to the bully. When you fight back against the bully backs down.
The anti-Klan groups are asking Cicero residents to put signs on their doors indicating they do not want to receive the Klan material.
The Army's former top enlisted man has been acquitted of the sexual misconduct charges against him. But Sergeant Major Gene McKinney has been found guilty of obstruction of justice. That's related to a recorded phone call where McKinney was heard telling a woman she did not have to tell investigators anything. 6 military women had accused McKinney of pressuring them for sex. Sentencing is set for Monday.
Explosive new charges in the Paula Jones sexual harassment case against President Clinton today. A former White House staffer admits the president made an unwanted sexual advance. The president admits only a hug and maybe a kiss.
Jones' attorneys describe a campaign of cover-up and obstruction of justice and point their fingers directly at Mr. Clinton. Gary Nuremberg has been wading through the legal arguments and joins us now from the White House with an update. Good evening, Gary.
Well, good evening, Dina. Hello, Steve. These new filings in the Paula Jones case are embarrassing for the president. 7 women now on the record swearing to sexual affairs or advances by the president, all of them during his marriage. But the lasting damage may come from allegations of cover-up and obstruction of justice that Jones' lawyers claim have been going on for years. It is those allegations that are being investigated by independent prosecutor Kenneth Starr in his criminal investigation only a dozen blocks away. In legal documents numbering 700 pages, lawyers for Paula Jones accuse the president of criminal activity.
There's been a vast suppression of evidence and obstruction of justice attempt in this case on the part of defendant.
The defendant, of course, is Bill Clinton. The documents include sworn statements from former White House staffer Kathleen Willey that Mr. Clinton tried to kiss her on the lips and fondled her breasts in a 1993 Oval Office encounter when she complained of financial hardship and asked for a job. Quote, "He put my hands on his genitals. It was very unexpected." Clinton's deposition denies that and says he was only trying to console her. Quote, "I embraced her. I put my arms around her. I may even have kissed her forehead. There was nothing sexual about it." Willey got a job, as in Arkansas, Jennifer Flowers did when Clinton was governor. In his deposition, Clinton admits to having sex with Flowers. The documents allege former Clinton classmate Dolly Kyle Browning was threatened through Clinton intermediaries that she would be destroyed if she talked about her claim of a long-running affair with Clinton. Given the chance to respond, Mr. Clinton today did essentially what he's done for the last 2 months. He didn't.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Talking about that fell to Clinton lawyer Robert Bennett.
That the plaintiff and her political and her financial backers are pursuing this case as a vehicle to humiliate and embarrass the president and to interfere with his presidency. Nothing has been proven yet. And, hold your fire. There is no proof. Let's not assume any of these allegations are true.
The documents paint Mr. Clinton as repeatedly propositioning women and intimidating them to be silent. If the allegations of obstruction of justice can be proven by independent prosecutor Kenneth Starr, Mr. Clinton has committed a crime which could lead to his impeachment. But they remain allegations and have not been proven yet. Also in the depositions released today, denials from both President Clinton and Monica Lewinsky of a sexual relationship. The big question is whether Lewinsky will stick with that story when she testifies before the grand jury, perhaps as early as next week. Live at the White House, this is Gary Nurenberg, WGN News. Steve and Dina, back to you in Chicago.
Thank you, Gary.
A member of America's most prominent political families is packing it in.
Up next, we'll tell you why Joe Kennedy is getting out of politics. That story at 9:14.
Plus, they say your donation will help feed a specific child, but is that really the case? A Tribune investigation at 9:27.
And it's all the noise and funk you can ever imagine, and Chicago's getting ready to bring it in. That story at 9:59.
And the warmest temperatures we've seen this week in Chicago are occurring right now. We'll tell you what the temperature is and how big a change we're expecting over the weekend. Still ahead.
You're watching Chicago's very own WGN News with Allison Payne, Steve Sanders, Tom Skilling, and Rich King. This is WGN News at 9.
My kids love chocolate milk. This isn't just ordinary chocolate milk. It's rich chocolate Ovaltine. It's got vitamins Nestle Quick and Hershey syrup don't. For my kids, it's not ordinary chocolate milk. It's rich chocolate Ovaltine.
More Ovaltine, please!
He has not had diaper rash since I've switched to the Gold Bond Cornstarch Plus.
Medicated Gold Bond Cornstarch Plus baby powder has triple action to absorb, soothe, and protect against wetness.
He loves it. It makes Mom happy.
Gold Bond Cornstarch Plus, more than a baby powder, it's medication.
You know a toilet's favorite stain remover is Clorox bleach. But bleach doesn't stick to the sides of the bowl where the stains hang out. That's why we created new Clorox Bleach Toilet Bowl Cleaner. Now with twice as much Clorox bleach in a gel that sticks to stubborn stains till they're gone. Leaves the bowl sparkling clean and sanitary too, with a nice fresh scent. New Clorox Bleach Toilet Bowl Cleaner. The bleach that sticks to stains.
new Chevy Blazer with driver control system. A little security in an insecure world.
A lifetime with Iams.
Sure, Casey. Here, boy. Oh, here, Casey. Come on, Casey. I'll race you.
Every day you feed your dog Iams, you help its chance for a long, healthy life. Iams is easy to digest, so more nutrition stays in your dog.
Come on, Casey.
Good boy.
Iams Dog Foods. Good for life. From the Iams Company.
A prostitution sting on the city's southwest side tonight, with police going after the so-called Johns, or customers of prostitutes. A female officer was used as a decoy in the roundup. Police say several men were arrested when they sought sexual favors from the decoy for payment. Police invited the news media to the sting operation in an attempt to embarrass those arrested.
We certainly want to give the impression, and we are, from the far south side to the far northwest side of the city, that there is no place safe to patronize a prostitute in the city of Chicago, tonight and any other night.
Now, police say it'll cost a minimum of $625 for a John to get his car out of the city pound once impounded, and that his name is released in newspapers for publication.
Turning to politics now, Congressman Joe Kennedy is ending his political career. The son of the late Robert F. Kennedy says he's stepping down at the end of the year after his 6th term in Congress. And WGN's Dave Andrews tells us personal reasons brought Kennedy to that decision.
Well, let's just ask the question. Have you ever told a lie in your life?
And so I've decided not to seek re-election in 1998.
Joe Kennedy took Massachusetts by surprise with his announcement. He's stepping down to spend more time with his family and to retake the helm at Citizens Energy, a company he founded in the early 80s to help meet the energy needs of low-income families.
This last year has brought me a new recognition of our own individual vulnerabilities and the vagaries of life.
Kennedy's references to the death of his younger brother, Michael, killed in a skiing accident in Colorado last December. Michael Kennedy had been running Citizens Energy when he died. His death prompted Joe Kennedy to reevaluate his own future.
As all of you are well aware, my brother was killed just a couple of months ago. And that requires me to take up my responsibilities here and my responsibilities to my family.
Just last summer, many people here in Massachusetts viewed Joe Kennedy as a virtual shoo-in to become the next governor of the state. Hardly anyone would have predicted that he'd be announcing he was dropping out of politics altogether. But Senator John Kerry says he was not surprised by Kennedy's decision. Kerry says he sensed a change in Kennedy's attitude in recent months.
I had a very strong feeling that it was a real possibility, and I didn't talk to Joe about it, but I had a very strong sense it was a possibility. And it's a decision I really understand.
Joe Kennedy's uncle, the senior senator from Massachusetts, says he understands his nephew's decision.
And I know that he took the loss of his brother very hard, and I know that he's strongly committed to his children and to Michael's children as well.
Joe Kennedy's departure will open the door for a hot battle to replace him. As many as a dozen candidates from the two parties are already being looked at as potential successors. In Boston, Dave Andrews, WGN News.
Kennedy's retirement leaves 4 Kennedy family members still in politics: Massachusetts Senator Edward Kennedy, Rhode Island Congressman Patrick Kennedy, Maryland Lieutenant Governor Kathleen Kennedy Townsend, and Ambassador to Ireland, Jean Kennedy Smith.
James Earl Ray, the convicted assassin of Martin Luther King Jr., remains in a coma tonight. Ray's brother says he slipped into the coma Wednesday at a Nashville hospital where he was admitted for complications from liver disease. Tonight, he is listed in serious condition. The 70-year-old Ray is serving a 99-year prison sentence for King's murder in 1968. He confessed to the killing but recanted 3 days later and has been fighting ever since for a new trial.
Fewer middle-class students are enrolling at 3 elite universities. That's because they can't afford the schools, according to administrators. In response, officials at Chelsea Clinton School, Stanford, as well as Princeton and Yale say they'll pump more money into financial aid programs beginning this year. This comes after a report issued by Congress which cited universities as not being affordable for the middle class.
The Toronto-based company that bought the Sears Tower may purchase another Chicago skyscraper. Sources say the Trizac Han Corporation will put in a bid for the 80-story Amoco building. The company already owns 70 office buildings in the U.S.
And the Near West Side has become the hot residential area in the city. Realtors say more than 4,000 new units are expected in the neighborhood located near the United Center by next year. Existing industrial buildings are also being converted into lofts and townhomes. Developers say the neighborhood will be gentrified in 5 years.
Chicago's hot property, the Amoco bid, and elite financial aid are tonight's headlines. Read more about them in Sunday's editions of the Chicago Tribune. The mother of the 4-year-old girl who was attacked by a baboon at a northwest suburban petting zoo has filed suit. Patricia Quinn is suing Gobert's Pumpkin Farm, its owner, and the animal trainer for $1.2 million. The suit claims the baboon was not properly trained or supervised. Ms. Quinn says her 4-year-old daughter suffers permanent injuries from last year's attack. Neither Gobert's Farm nor the animal trainers could be reached for comment. Well, your live lottery drawing is coming up next.
Stay with us.
See Irish Eyes smile on Chicago with complete live coverage of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, Saturday at noon on WGN.
Cheez-It Two-Hand Jam. Grab a handful of real cheese taste and the chance to win an arcade basketball game or one of over 6,000 other great prizes. Just look for these limited edition packages. A handful of taste, a handful of fun.
Live from WGN TV Chicago, the official drawing of the Illinois Lottery.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Linda Kohlmeyer with your winning lottery numbers for Friday the 13th of March. Let's make it a lucky one for you. First game tonight is pick 3, and the first lucky number is 3. Second number is 1, and your third and final pick 3, 2. That makes the winning pick 3 numbers 3, 1, 2. Time for the pick 4 game. Well, the weekend is coming up, and I want to remind you to watch Illinois is to Riches. We have a great time, and we give away a lot of money. The first lucky number in pick 4, 3. The second number for tonight is 6. The third lucky number is 2. And the fourth and final pick 4, 5. That makes your winning pick 4 numbers 3, 6, 2, 5. Okay, it's time for Little Lotto. This is the game where there's tens and thousands of winners every drawing and $200,000 to a single winner. Good luck. The first winning Little Lotto number for tonight, 3. Your second, 29. Your third, 11. The fourth, 13. And the fifth and final Little Lotto number for tonight, 24. So once again, your winning Little Lotto numbers are 3, 29, 11, 13, and 24. Remember to play Lotto for tomorrow night. Remember, it is the game where you win all the money all at once. I'm Linda Kohlmeyer. Have a great evening.
Tonight's lottery drawing has been supervised by the accounting firm of Altshuler, Melvoin, and Glasser and is brought to you by WGN TV.
A scrubber sponge is a scrubber sponge. They're all alike. They are all alike.
We asked these women to compare the SOS scrubber sponge to their scrubber sponge.
Oh, it's a different shape. It is thicker. The shape does make a difference. It fits perfectly. Its shape lends itself to what you need to do. And this point here where your finger is cleaning those little corners of a glass. It's easier to get into the corners and scrub your dishes.
The SOS scrubber sponge.
To me, the first different scrubber. You believe it when you hold it. I just hope that we can take these home. Can we? Oh, good.
Just because I wear makeup doesn't mean my clothes have to.
Revlon creates Color Stay, the revolutionary makeup that won't rub off on your collar. Or on him. Oil-free Color Stay makeup sets in 60 seconds, feels comfortable, looks just applied all day or all night. Color Stay from Revlon, makeup that won't rub off.
Because a woman should always make her mark, but not with her makeup.
Revlon.
Dogs have an uncanny sense of hearing, but they can't tell you if running, climbing, or even walking hurts or makes them stiff. So it's up to you. To help keep your dog active and healthy, ask your veterinarian how Rimadyl has relieved arthritis pain for more than 500,000 dogs. As with other pain relievers in this class, digestive and liver side effects may occur. Available by prescription only.
Well, the U.S. Senate voted 93-0 today to declare Iraq's Saddam Hussein a war criminal and that he should go on trial. However, observers say there really isn't much that can be done about that vote. The non-binding measure calls for a United Nations tribunal to be convened with the ultimate goal of sending Saddam Hussein to prison. One of the sponsors of the resolution, Senator Arlen Specter, concedes it would be virtually impossible to do that without major military action.
But if Saddam Hussein is indicted by the War Crimes Tribunal and is tried, perhaps in absentia, it would be a clear-cut statement of exactly what Saddam Hussein is, and that is a war criminal for numerous crimes against humanity.
Today's vote by the Senate is largely symbolic, but backers say it might lay the groundwork for U.S. action to topple Hussein.
In Moscow, stocks lost ground today following news that Russian President Boris Yeltsin is ill again. Boris Yeltsin's spokesperson is downplaying the Russian president's latest illness, saying it's just a cold. The 67-year-old canceled today's meetings after doctors said he was suffering from a respiratory infection. The Kremlin says Mr. Yeltsin is being treated with antibiotics and has not been hospitalized.
The Chicago Tribune investigation reveals there are questionable practices involving some organizations that do charity work around the world. WGN Washington correspondent Tim Calhoun says the fundraising methods really hit home to one Tribune reporter.
You can help make these haunting pictures go away. Please call.
You've probably seen a lot of these commercials. Various organizations asking for your money to help sponsor a poor, starving child.
They don't think it's right for a child to go to bed hungry, and neither do I.
12-year-old Cora Tumu lived in a small village in Mali, a country in West Africa. Chicago Tribune reporter Lisa Anderson started sponsoring Cora Tumu through the Save the Children program. After sending $240 a month for 2 years, Anderson found out the child was dead.
I thought I would find a little girl, and I was absolutely stunned to find out that she had been dead, and not just dead, because death does come often to children in Mali. It's a fact of life, but that she had been dead so long.
Cora Tumu had been dead for 2 years, struck by lightning. Even though Anderson had sent in monthly checks, she was never notified of the girl's death. A team of investigative reporters at the Chicago Tribune uncovered some troubling problems with several of these humanitarian organizations. After 2 years, they learned several sponsored children had died.
And we found cases, a number of cases actually, where there was a significant lapse between the time a child died and the time their sponsors were notified, in some cases as long as 5 years.
Anderson says she was told her sponsorship of Cora Tumu was a bureaucratic snafu. But the Tribune's investigation found that several of these organizations don't send money directly to the children. It's often used for other improvements, such as better schools.
The cry of a baby.
Save the Children would not comment on the Tribune story, but a spokesman for Interaction, an association that includes Save the Children, says the industry has a good track record.
Even after Anderson found out about Cora Tumu's death and after all her money was refunded, Save the Children still, by mistake, sent her mail asking for donations for her special child in Africa. In Washington, Tim Calhoun, WGN News.
Well, more details of the Chicago Tribune investigation will start appearing in this Sunday's edition.
Do you have your green ready and maybe your parka
You bet.
too?
Ready for the big parade.
Tomorrow's the big St. Patty's Day parade. Will the luck of the Irish be found anywhere in our forecast?
Coming up next, Jim Ramsey tells us if you're going to be shivering shades of blue instead of green while watching the parade. And then it's Jerry Orr with sports.
Steve, we're still on the road to the Final Four, and we'll preview the Illini and Illinois State's games in the second round of the NCAA tournaments. And we'll recap today's top games, including the wild finish for Valparaiso, plus the Bears' first annual convention. Find out what Bears legends have to say about the Alonzo Spellman saga. That coming later in sports.
Introducing Glade Votive Candles. Surround yourself with votive candles in nature's freshest fragrances. New Glade Votive Candle Scents. Created by nature. Captured by Glade.
I can't get my kids to eat right. All they want is junk food. My kids love rich chocolate Ovaltine, and it's got vitamins Nestle Quick and Hershey's syrup don't. When my kids want chocolate milk,
It's rich chocolate Ovaltine.
More Ovaltine, please!
Using the Gold Bond Cornstarch Plus, that seemed to just get rid of that diaper rash.
Medicated Gold Bond Cornstarch Plus Baby Powder has triple action to absorb, soothe, and protect against wetness.
He's very happy with it.
Gold Bond Cornstarch Plus, more than a baby powder, it's medication.
You use Desitin, right? I love it. Well, the hospital gave me this.
Desitin Creamy. Haven't tried that before.
Silky, isn't it?
Wipes off gently, too. And it's still from Desitin.
Desitin or Desitin Creamy. Nothing treats your baby better.
Wait. Wait.
Amazing Jack Russell Terrier.
Wait. Wait. Okay. Good boy. Do it again.
Behold the power of cheese.
There's nothing I can't do with a race car.
Tom Cruise is burning up the world of stock car racing. Go, go! Days of Thunder.
Saturday night at 10:30 on WGN.
These are the sheets that go with the towels that go on sale at Kmart's White Sale. White Sale? Why does everybody keep calling it a white sale? My everyday bed and bath is color coordinated to mix and match. Even my new 100% everyday cotton sheets and towels are on sale. White sale?
Martha Stewart's Everyday Collection, now on sale at Kmart.
It's the most colorful white sale ever!
You're watching Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
So how many layers of clothing will Steve need out there for that parade tomorrow?
I don't think I want to tell him yet. I think I'll wait and do it by telephone.
I should tell our viewers, Allison Payne, Butch McGuire, and I will all be broadcasting the parade tomorrow live.
Well, you know, if it was like it is outdoors right now, it wouldn't be half bad because we're really having the warmest temperatures of the week right at this moment. It's 39 degrees on the lakefront, 38 at both O'Hare and Midway. We're establishing new high temperatures for the day. It seems like every hour we move closer to midnight. However, it's all going to change. But let's replay a few minutes on our time-lapse camera looking north from the John Hancock building at how gray it appeared as we looked out the windows this evening. It was, late this afternoon, gray not only, but dry. There was a trace of moisture that was reported in places like Springfield and Rockford, but around the Chicago area, the cloudiness pushed across the area very uneventfully. Meanwhile, thanks to a very, very interesting upper air pattern, cold air continues to funnel its way down through the northern Great Plains in the Midwest, while the western states enjoy a nice bubble of warmth, which is helping to buckle the whole wind pattern. We do expect this wind pattern, however, to change by next week. That should help usher in a couple of days of 40-degree air. In fact, tonight, as we say, there's a possibility we could see a temperature of 40 degrees before midnight. We'll keep our eyes on it. The radar looked very, very interesting today, but most of this stuff evaporated before it hit the ground. However, there is a snow and blowing snow advisory for parts of the Lake Superior snow belt and for parts of the state of Michigan, but nothing to affect the Chicago area immediately. But because, as we say, there is this Alberta Clipper weather system which is coming toward us tonight, there is a possibility that cloudiness could increase enough to perhaps provide a sprinkle or maybe a brief flurry. Here's that system as it pushes in our area. The more wintry temps indicated will arrive in time to chill Steve and Allison for the St. Patrick's Day parade tomorrow and keep things pretty uncomfortable for Sunday as well. The air, meanwhile, that's been overrunning the city today is coming out of the west and southwest, and that has been a little more temperate than the temperatures in the 20s we had for much of earlier this week. Now, these are Chicago's high temperatures up until 6 o'clock this evening, the afternoon highs. As we say, we've already surpassed these readings when the high was 36 at both airports and 37 at the lakefront. The overnight low temperature in Chicago, 18. But again, if you've just joined us, it's presently 38 at O'Hare. And for the moment, that's our high temperature, unless, of course, it gets warmer. Cloudy and cold for St. Patrick's Day. Winds will be northwest at 20. Temperatures about 27 degrees, so it is going to be cool for the parade. High temperatures for Saturday. Again, very, very chilly. Starting off maybe in the 30s, but temperatures will be dropping throughout the day. Winds tonight, pretty powerful as well, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But let's look at the forecast. For tonight, we're expecting skies to continue cloudy with mild temperatures. In fact, temperatures aren't expected to change very much after midnight. Low temperature tonight should be about 34 to 35 degrees, and that'll be very late indeed. Winds out of the southwest at 10 to 20 with gusts to between 30 and 40. So it's going to be breezy this evening. For tomorrow, those winds will continue to pick up, but we're expecting a rather blustery day. Morning clouds, falling temperatures, windy. Should be a dry day by parade time. High temperature 34 to 35. But again, temps falling throughout the day, so prepare for temperatures in the 20s by parade time. Northwest winds at 15 to 20. For tomorrow night, cloud patches, skies should slowly clear. Low temperature 16 to 20. The wind should diminish, but it is going to be cold back into the teens. And as we look ahead to Sunday, mostly sunny skies with a high temperature in the misery category, 25 to 29 degrees. But we're expecting a nice positive change for next week, and we'll talk about that during the 7 day.
Okay, you know what they say, green river, blue fingers. That's.
But it's always fun, even if it's cold.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter, does it?
No, of course not.
Right. Thank you, Jim.
Doesn't matter to her anyway.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Well, some high school students face off in the ring with some mechanical friends.
Up next, we'll take you to a high-tech competition.
Peekaboo Street for chapstick.
I train a lot. Torture! Especially for my lips.
Chapstick lip moisturizer with vitamin E, a formula that protects to help heal chapped lips.
I'm not the lipstick type, I'm the chapstick type.
Lip moisturizer from Chapstick. Hello?
Morning, Daddy.
Hi, honey.
Ready for your presentation?
Actually, Daddy's a little nervous.
We know just what you need.
Room service? You ordered me room service?
2 scoops ahead, you're gonna be 2 scoops ahead.
Nothing prepares you for a big day like the hearty goodness of 2 scoops, only from Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Ready now, Daddy?
I'll give you 2 guesses.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran will start you 2 scoops ahead.
I heard about this car that's supposed to be safe for you and your kids, but it's so expensive, you probably couldn't afford to have kids and that car at the same time. How about a Chevy Cavalier? It comes with standard anti-lock brakes and next-generation driver and front passenger airbags. So for around $12,800, you can get everything you want in a car, including kids. Who decided that only people who can afford expensive cars should be safe? Get the car that's easy to own. A Cavalier. Genuine Chevrolet. The cars more Americans trust.
Hello? Loser! From the party! I'll check my book. Friday's bad. Bye-bye.
Sinfully delicious, fat-free crunch and munch. You should feel guilty, but you don't.
You use Desitin, right? I love it. Well, the hospital gave me this. Desitin Creamy. Haven't tried that before. Look, it's so smooth. It smells fresh. And it works just like Desitin? Uh-huh. Feel it. Silky, isn't it? Wipes off gently, too. And it's still from Desitin.
More moms buy Desitin to treat and protect against diaper rash. Choose Desitin or Desitin Creamy. Nothing treats your baby better.
The Extra Effort Award is brought to you by Walgreens. Walgreens, the pharmacy America trusts.
Look out, R2-D2 and C-3PO. Some student-built robots are taking center stage today.
WGN's Randy Salerno takes us to a robotics competition where droids are going head-to-head in the name of technology and fun.
Welcome to March Madness, a different kind of March Madness. Players shoot balls into hoops here. It's just that the players are robots. High school students from 10 states and Puerto Rico have invaded Harper College in Palatine, engineering and building their own machines. This is the culmination of weeks of work. All right, guys. Chicago's Roosevelt High School has a tough first round. The aerial attacker, as it's called, was grounded. 6.5 weeks of work down the drain? Not quite.
We got a blown fuse and everything just went wrong.
Are you a little bummed out?
Yeah.
This is what the robots are supposed to do. Put the balls in the hoop or on the rack. The more balls, the more points. While Team Roosevelt works on the fuse problem, someone notices the arm needs adjusting. It's all part of the fun.
I never thought science and technology would be this fun, you know. I usually go to the park, shoot some hoops, but this is very exciting. I mean, I didn't expect it to be like this. All these people, and I'm excited right now.
This is the real point of Motorola's March Madness. It's not whether you win or lose, it's just the fact kids are getting into the science game.
To become a Michael Jordan is 1 in so many million chances, but to actually become an engineer, a scientist, a teacher is something that they really can do.
And the 7-year-old program must be working because I'm told some schools have more kids try out for the robot team than the football and basketball teams combined. Maybe it's just the cool uniforms. Although you got to wonder if a bomb with a fuse should be sitting this close to an open flame. I guess it's all right. Back to Team Roosevelt. Their fuse is fixed. There appears to be some other problems to work out, but that's okay. It means another lesson in engineering.
My name ain't McGee for nothing. We're going to beat them. We can do it at least as much as we can. We're going to keep working until we make it up there.
Beach balls today, space shuttles tomorrow. The future looks to be in good hands. In Palatine, Randy Salerno, WGN News.
The competition continues tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and you can check it out. It's free to the public. Winners from this event will advance to a national contest held in Orlando, Florida in April. This week's winner of the Extra Effort Award takes to the ice to help those younger than her.
She's no newcomer when it comes to putting on the skates and lending a hand with a smile. WGN's Allison Payne reports.
Every Thursday, Kristen Tomzak gathers these tiny tykes for a lesson on the ice.
Heels to toes. Heels. Come on, get those heels together.
They're learning the fundamentals of figure skating, all kinds of exercises that sound silly.
Marching and swizzles and 2-foot glides and backward wiggles.
But this practice really works.
I like just to know that I'm helping them, and then when they get something, I like the way it makes me feel good when they accomplish something.
Kristen has been on the ice for 12 years and is an accomplished skater in her own right.
You just feel like you're free and you could do whatever you want and you can like release your energy.
Kristen Tomzak from Mother McCauley High School, this week's winner of the Extra Effort Award.
And if you know of someone who is deserving of our Extra Effort Award, please contact us here at WGN TV at 2501 West Bradley Place, Chicago, 60618. Are you tired of all those negative political ads?
You're not alone if you are. Question is, will they change the way you vote? That story coming up next.
Chicago's turning green. It only happens once a year, and WGN brings you complete live coverage of all the festivities. It's Chicago's St. Patrick's Day Parade, Saturday at noon on WGN.
Want whiter teeth in just 2 weeks? Then try Arm & Hammer Extra Whitening, the baking soda formula clinically proven to whiten teeth in 2 weeks. Arm & Hammer Extra Whitening, whiter teeth in just 2 weeks.
Are you or someone you care about diabetic?
If so, and you have Medicare or private insurance, you may be able to receive your diabetic supplies at absolutely no cost to you. Premier Diabetic Supply offers a full assortment of diabetic supplies, including testing strips, lancets, insulin, syringes, and meters, all conveniently shipped to your home. Call our friendly operators toll-free for details at 1-800-938-1615. That's Premier Diabetic Services, 1-800-938-1615.
They don't drive yet, but they drive nearly everything we do. Heading out, picking up, dropping off, and hurrying home, only to do it all over again tomorrow. And in between all the starts and stops, we ask ourselves, are they safe, secure? Are they having a good time? Delivering cars and trucks that people count on is what makes us General Motors. Delivering them in more ways than anyone else in the world is what makes us people in motion.
How can Geico save you money on car insurance when you buy from us directly? We cut out the middleman. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. A typical car insurance agent is on the job during regular business hours. On the other hand, Geico insurance professionals are on the job 24 hours a day. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Want whiter teeth in just 2 weeks? Then try Arm & Hammer Extra Whitening, the baking soda formula clinically proven to whiten teeth in 2 weeks. Arm & Hammer Extra Whitening, whiter teeth in just 2 weeks.
The introduction of Visine revolutionized eye care. Now, there's Advanced Relief Visine. This simulation shows how its moisturizing formula spreads soothing, cooling relief. New Advanced Relief Visine. Advanced relief for irritated eyes.
Well, a mixed day for the stock market. The Dow Jones fell 57 points to close at 86.02. Volume on the New York Stock Exchange, more than 597 million shares. Now, state elections are set for Tuesday, and the airwaves are filled with plenty of campaign advertising.
But many of the commercials aren't saying much about the candidates' accomplishments. Rather, the focus is on their opponents' downfalls. Here's WGN political analyst Joel Wiseman with some thoughts.
Regardless of the result, this election will be remembered as one of the most negative, for those who pay attention, in history. And part of the electorate's attention deficit disorder stems from that very negativity. Because of Iraq and Monica Lewinsky, this election has been kind of slow to develop. But when Illinois voters finally started paying attention, they were bombarded with negative ads, a phenomenon which polls show does indeed, unfortunately, work. Peter Fitzgerald, for example, promptly closed a wide poll gap by saying Lolita Dietrichson was too liberal for too long, that she had voted for tax increases more than 100 times. She responded saying he was a taxer too, voting 60 times for tax hikes. He attacked her for spending on her office and her plants, and she retorted that he's a trust fund liar. Tell me, please, what does any of this have to do with the United States Senate? In the governor's race, John Schmidt went negative on then frontrunner Roland Burris and later on apparent momentum leader Glenn Pochard, charging the latter with being on the wrong side of the abortion, gun control, and environmental issues. Roland Burris, in a speech, went negative on his unqualified white boy opponents, as he called them. Jim Burns whacked Burris' expense account excesses as Attorney General, and Burris ripped Burns for paying a mole while U.S. Attorney. The common thread through all of this is you heard more negative charges than ever before, despite a record number of supposedly issue-oriented positive debates and joint appearances. Will negative charges switch votes? Probably. But will they dissuade many from voting at all? Certainly. Which is one of the reasons, despite high registration, they're predicting a low voter turnout Tuesday. I'm Joel Wiseman.
Well, day 2 of the NCAA tournament turns out to be another wild one.
And the most exciting performance of the day came from a local father-son combination. The complete NCAA roundup next.
Plus, the Bears hold their first ever convention. Find out what Bears legends have to say about Alonzo Spellman. Coming up next in sports.
Another breakthrough from the 1 Hour labs of lens crafters. New Featherweights Plus lenses. They're lighter, they're thinner, they're more impact resistant,
And now they're twice as scratch resistant compared to regular plastic lenses. New Featherweights Plus, only from Lens Crafters, made in about an hour.
Is vaginal dryness a problem? Now there's Vagisil Intimate Moisturizer. It's like bringing back your own natural moisture. Just a few clear drops replace your body's moisture. Smooth as liquid silk, never greasy. Vagisil Intimate Moisturizer.
You name it, I ate it. Cookies and cake and donuts. You know, whatever the kids were eating. I was fat. I wanted to get healthy. I lost 43 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. Slim Fast made it easy. I don't have to worry about measuring, mixing, weighing food. It's great. It's a healthy way of life.
23 vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber, all the balanced nutrition like a healthy meal.
My energy's amazing. It makes my life fun.
Slim Fast, every day. Balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
I'm much happier now.
It had been well over a half an hour. Anxiously, I shouted, "Change, Master! Change! Hurry, hurry! Change! Change quickly!"
A quick change in less than 30 minutes? What do you think this is, GM Good Wrench Service Plus?
I'm not frightened by slow oil changes anymore. 29 minutes or less, or the next one's free. GM Good Wrench Service Plus, like Master says.
The plus means better.
Call for the select GM dealer near you.
Hello?
Morning, Daddy.
Hi, honey.
Ready for your presentation?
Actually, Daddy's a little nervous.
We know just what you need.
Room service? You ordered me room service?
2 scoops ahead. You're gonna be 2 scoops ahead.
Nothing prepares you for a big day like the hearty goodness of 2 scoops, only from Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Ready now, Daddy?
I'll give you 2 guesses.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran will start you 2 scoops ahead.
You know, this Valparaiso story is starting to sound like a sequel to the movie Hoosiers. Do you remember that?
And that's why they call it March Madness.
Oh.
Like many kids growing up in Indiana, Bryce Drew spent hours playing basketball with his dad Homer in the backyard. Father and son used one of those backyard plays to pull off the day's biggest upset. Homer Drew leads 13th-seeded Valparaiso against 4th-seeded Mississippi. Ole Miss gets physical inside with Ansu Cisse and leads by 4 at halftime. John Cantrell comes down and hits a 3-pointer as Ole Miss owns a 2-point lead with 2.5 seconds to go. Now here's the backyard play. The football pass, the quick touch to Bryce Drew, and the prayer. Unbelievable, the Crusaders win with a miracle, 70-69, and Bryce gets a huge hug from his dad.
We worked so hard, and we've come so close to upsetting people our whole career. And to come in here and just be able to do this our senior year, there's no greater way. And this is by far the best game winner I've ever hit in my life.
At the United Center, Gene Cady in his usual trance. Purdue responds with a terrific effort. Mike Robinson with the score as the Boilermakers begin with an 18-0 run. Gene Cady could have gone home at halftime. Brad Miller comes up with the slam as Purdue gets the win, 95-56 over Delaware. In the South Regional, just about everyone on Michigan but the coach shaves his head. Robbie Reed likes the burr cut. He cans 5 threes for the Wolverines. You know, Tractor Trailer says they're going to the Final Four. Gerard Ward with the hoop from the Tractor as Michigan wins easily over Davidson, 80-61. Back at the United Center, Western Michigan's Bob Donewald rides the roller coaster. His Broncos build a 16-point lead. Jason Kimbrough with the steal and score. But when Clemson gets close, Rashad Johnson launches another missile. He hits 8 3-pointers as the 11th seed in the Midwest upsets Clemson 75-72. Now tomorrow in the West Regional, if the Illini and the Redbirds both win, that will set up a duel in the Sweet 16. Illinois played full-court basketball and forced 20 turnovers in its win over South Alabama. But now the Fighting Illini must deal with Maryland from the ACC.
We're just excited about, still being alive and having another chance to play, and we're just going to get after it, try to outfight them and outwork them. That's the philosophy we've had all year.
Maryland's a big ball club. They're athletic, they're active, and we do have to get a much better effort on the boards than we had yesterday, or we're not going to play next week.
Last night, Illinois State performed the script written by Kevin Stallings. It was Dan Muller's layup with less than 2 seconds left that lifted the Redbirds to victory. Forget the celebration. Tomorrow, the Redbirds play the #1 seed, Arizona, last year's NCAA champs.
I don't think that any of you out there
really think that Illinois State can beat Arizona. Very few of you thought Illinois State could beat Tennessee. And my guess is my guys believe that we have a chance, and that's what we have to hang our hat on.
Now, after winning only 4 games last season, the Bears needed something to smile about. So they took a page from the Cubs and Sox book, and thus we have the first annual Bears Convention. How can you go wrong with Mike Singletary? He will be entering the Hall of Fame this summer, the terrific middle linebacker from the Bears who led them to their Super Bowl victory in 1985. Or Gale Sayers, who still looks like he can play. Or Dick Butkus, who probably could still start for the current Bears. And everyone has an opinion on the Alonzo Spellman saga.
Why I feel sorry for him. You know, $17 million contract. You know, all he got to do is go out there and get in tough shape and play football. God gave him a talent to play football. That's all you got to do.
Everybody's sitting at home and saying, well, geez, if I had, if I made, $2 million or whatever he makes, how could he do that? But I don't know if he's disturbed or what. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't think Mr. Spellman has earned an awful lot. He's been given an awful lot, and I think he's having a hard time rationalizing the difference in his life. He's upset with the Bears because they're not doing enough for him. In my mind, I think they've bent over backwards to do too much, and maybe that's the problem.
Chris Chelios, the captain of the USA hockey team, has apologized for his unnamed teammates who trashed 3 hotel rooms in Nagano. He sent an apology and a $3,000 check to the Japanese Olympic Committee. Peekaboo Street won a gold medal in the Super G, but it might be her last. At the World Cup downhill race in Switzerland, she lost control and crashed into a safety netting, breaking her leg. She also sprained her right knee and bruised her right arm. She spent 3 hours in surgery, and that is the reason why I don't ski. No bunny hills, no intermediate hills, no big hills.
Not even the small stuff?
No.
Okay, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
A sneak peek at a toe-tapping good time is coming up.
Plus your wake up and 7-day forecast, so don't go away.
Just because I wear makeup doesn't mean my clothes have to.
Revlon creates Color Stay, the revolutionary makeup that won't rub off on your collar.
Or on him.
Oil-free Color Stay makeup sets in 60 seconds, feels comfortable, looks just applied all day or all night. Color Stay from Revlon, makeup that won't rub off.
Because a woman should always make her mark, but not with her makeup.
Revlon.
Dogs have an uncanny sense of hearing, but they can't tell you if running, climbing, or even walking hurts or makes them stiff. So it's up to you. To help keep your dog active and healthy, ask your veterinarian how Rimadyl has relieved arthritis pain for more than 500,000 dogs. As with other pain relievers in this class, digestive and liver side effects may occur. Available by prescription only.
Oops, heaven. I'm a thrill seeker, mister. Impress me.
Well, I'm an elf.
You expect me to fall for that?
Maybe you'll fall for a club cracker.
I risked wind shear and migrating fowl for a cracker?
Our club crackers are so light and buttery, they're nothing short of amazing.
Wow, so buttery. Unbelievable. People must love these.
Yes, sir. We drop in all the time.
Really? How do they get down? Keebler Club crackers. Uncommonly good.
These are the sheets that go with the towels. They go on sale at Kmart's White Sale. White Sale? Why does everybody keep calling it a White Sale? My everyday bed and bath is color coordinated to mix and match. Even my new 100% everyday cotton sheets and towels are on sale. White Sale?
Martha Stewart's Everyday Collection, now on sale at Kmart.
It's the most colorful White Sale ever!
Well, a little noise from Broadway is heading to Chicago, and the Schubert Theater is getting ready to bring it all in. Well, it's a New York hit musical. Bring in the noise, bring in the funk is dancing its way to Chicago this summer. The ensemble won 4 Tony Awards in 1996, and it's coming to the Schubert Theater in 4 weeks from June 16th to July 12th. The musical features a little tap, a little jazz, and a lot of funk. Tickets are on sale now. And now,
looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, the weather.
Well, I think we've got a lot of changes here in the next 7 days. The 7-day forecast, in fact, is calling for temperatures to be very, very chilly the next 3, particularly during the day on Sunday, but warming back up by Tuesday, falling off then slightly after a little weather system Wednesday and Thursday. And tomorrow morning at 7, 31 degrees at the lakefront, 28 in the outlying areas, cloudy skies, with again temperatures falling throughout the day, so bundle up if you're going to the parade.
Okay.
You're going to be dancing like those folks on stage,
You
trying
bet.
to keep your feet warm tomorrow, I think.
Live coverage gets underway at noon. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks,
That's the
Jim.
news this Friday night. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Sanders.
And I'm Dina Barron for Allison Payne. Our next newscast is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I'll be there, and I hope you will too. See you then.
You can't possibly catch all the hits, jams, shots, and slams, but we catch it all. Instant replay, Sunday at 9:40 on WGN.
Oh dear, another hair clog. Well, I think the red one.
Drano Max, toughest on hairy clogs. S.E. Johnson Wax.
Georgia, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Virginia.
In less than 60 seconds, you could become a millionaire. Welcome to the big game.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Glenn Burns with Dennis Lathan of KPMG Pete Maury. It's Friday, March the 13th, and tonight's big game jackpot is an estimated $20 million. To win that jackpot, all you have to do is match all 5 white balls plus the gold big money ball. So good luck. Our first big game winning number tonight is the number 1. That will be followed by 47. Don't forget, there are 8 other ways to win prizes, too, with prizes ranging from $1 to $150,000. Then we have the number 31. That'll be followed by 8. Up next is the number 3. Now for the Gold Big Money Ball. The Gold Big Money Ball tonight is the number 3. Again, your big game winning numbers are 1, 47, 31, 8, 3, and the Gold Big Money Ball is 3. Remember, if nobody matches all 6 numbers, Tuesday's big game jackpot could be worth $23 million. Join us then on your exclusive station for the big game.